it's Amanda again with UnHinged magazine, and we're here with the Prof.Fuzz 63. They've got several full-length albums under their belt since 2014, and they're gearing up to release their newest single, complete with music video, Owls. So first, I want us to talk about this Owls. I heard a little bit of the quirky background, how it came about, but in your words, what inspired this song?
Well, I'm a longtime reader of The Onion. And an occasional purchaser of Onion merchandise. And back in 1992, there was an Onion article that proclaimed that owl's an asshole. And, that phrase stuck with me for a very long time, and I've yet to be proven completely wrong when it comes to that. And so at some point, it just sort of bubbled up into a song. Want to make sure, however, that we're talking about that owl, not every owl, because I'm sure there are some lovely owls out there, as well as potential Prof.Fuzz 63 fans who might also be fans of owls who are not that owl. So we basically took the Onion's tagline there and ran with it, and wrote a song that is about a particular owl, but that owl is also representative of a lot of people that I think we all know. It's dumb, it's catchy, it's the kind of thing that you're probably going to have stuck in your head for a long time. And even better if, like, you have young children and they get it stuck in their head and sing it in public in embarrassing places. These are the sort of things that we aspire to musically and culturally. I want to be the guy that taught your kid how to say that owl's an asshole.
How did the Prof.Fuzz 63 come together? Like, did y'all already know each other? Because there's three of y'all normally, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So did y'all already know each other previously? And like, hey, let's get a band together, or was it an elaborate process? Did you have too many drinks one night in the garage?
Well, I came up through the punk rock scene in the early to mid 80s in Houston, Texas, and played in bands from the time I was about 15 to 21, and then took some time off, got married, had kids, and eventually those kids started becoming interested in music, and it was kind of my excuse. I'd finished up school, had a job, had a little bit of disposable income, and started buying guitars for my kids, drums for my kids, and guitars, pedals, and stuff for myself. And over the years, I started writing songs again. And about 2012, 2013, I was sort of getting the itch to make music with people, not just me sitting here with a laptop recording, demo songs. I teach at a university here in Dallas, and I had a teaching assistant who had played drums. And so I roped her into this, and we started working songs up. We had a bass player. We're all ready to go. We had, a dozen songs ready to go and start playing some shows. And we get a text from this guy one night that says, hey, my cat threw up and my girlfriend has to work tonight, so I can't be in the band anymore. And so, poof, we lost our bass player.
Nice.
So Julie, the drummer, and I started leaning on Maren here, who's been playing piano and organ since she was in her early teens. But she refused to learn how to play bass, but offered to play keys with us. And that's how we sort of made this work out. She's put up with my shit for almost 31 years now, at least officially. We've known each other.
That's right, our anniversary's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll hit our 31st wedding anniversary in June.
Wow.
Just a couple of days after the release of the Owls single, and we've knew each other for a couple of years before that. We recorded the Chinese folk songs record in October of 2015, and Julie left the band right after the recording due to some health issues. And we had a fill-in drummer for a little while, and then we roped our son, who's been playing drums since he was 9, into the band in the spring of 2016. And so it's been the three of us as a sort of demented Partridge Family kind of unit ever since. So while we were in lockdown, all three of us live in the same house,
Yep.
along with our daughter, who's running a telephone, customer service answering thing out of our living room. So we have to be careful about when we crank it up and are noisy and stuff. But we've been able to keep playing. We've been doing live streams. and all of that. So yeah, it's kind of a weird family thing now.
Y'all played hundreds of shows, but y'all are kind of staying right there in the middle. Are y'all going to be branching out to the rest of the country at any point? Do you see that happening?
Well, that was in
We're
the
going to.
last June. We were supposed to be heading out to your neck of the woods, and her father passed away unexpectedly. And so the morning that we were supposed to be heading to Memphis, we had to shift gears and drive out to Utah for a funeral. And we ended up canceling 8 out of 9 tour dates. Got back from the funeral, drove to New Orleans, played the 9th of 9 shows on that scheduled tour, and came home. And then this past March 13th, we were supposed to be in Memphis, working our way. We had a show in the middle of that, another 9-day run that was going to be at the Cave in Chapel Hill, and we had to pull the plug on that because of the pandemic.
So with all the shows and performances you've been at, has there ever been anything strange or embarrassing or weird that's happened? I'm getting chuckles already. So
yeah. Well, I mean, we play in dive bars and stuff, so there's always something weird going on. Without question, though, the most traumatic weird event occurred in New Orleans, December of 17, maybe.
Was it 17?
I think it was December of 17. We played this little bar on Bank Street. It might be called Bank Street Bar, but we were on a three band bill. A band called U.S. Nero from New Orleans was headlining that show. We were playing in the middle, and another New Orleans outfit called Jerk Unicorn were the opening band. And Jerk Unicorn is this lovely sort of 3-piece noise folk outfit. And the front guy, Seth, that night had a low-cropped mohawk, kind of a reddish hair, low-cut beard, was wearing this lovely mid-calf length navy blue dress with a white Puritan collar and army boots, and played a 12-string acoustic guitar covered with stickers and duct tape through a couple of fuzz pedals into this cranked up Fender solid state amp, and was accompanied by 2 drummers. And
wow.
Yeah, and after the third song, this guy gets up from the end of the bar and walks about 30, 40 feet up toward the front of the stage, mumbling stuff underneath his breath. And when he finally gets up to the front, we can hear what he's saying. And he's like, "I'm the owner of this bar, and your music makes me want to commit suicide." And he reaches up and he flips a switch, and the stage goes dark and the stage goes quiet, and all the beer lights that were buzzing behind the stage go dark. And there was a Christmas tree, and the Christmas tree is dark. And Seth from Jerk Unicorn is apologizing, and the guy's just kind of pointing his finger at him and stuff. And then, so Jerk Unicorn starts tearing their stuff down. This guy then goes and sits on this really grungy couch about 10 feet in front of the stage and starts making out with this middle-aged housewifey sort of person. And we're sitting here thinking, oh shit, here we are in New Orleans. Are we going to get to play this show or not? But we set up, and by the time we were set up and ready to go, the bar owner and his girlfriend had disappeared. So we know where the switch is, flip.
Yeah.
The beer lights come on, the Christmas tree lights up, everything starts buzzing again. And we played our set, and then, U.S. Nero played their set. We were heading up to Memphis to play the next night. So left the bar, drove about an hour north to Hammond, Louisiana, and checked into a Stupid 8 motel, and pulled up the phone and looked at Facebook, and there were 15 new threads about what had just happened at the Bank Street bar. And it was hundreds of people were talking about, Jerk Unicorn getting the plug pulled on them and so forth. And so we were sufficiently traumatized enough by this whole event that we wrote a song called Jerking a Unicorn. And that appeared on our most recent record, Kirpin Streetman Sugar Bride Blues. And so it's about all kinds of weird shit that happens to people in New Orleans, including that night. They shot
So one of my fun ones that I love to ask, do you have a useless talent?
I don't know. I speak Chinese, and I translate classical Chinese.
And what's coming up? Other than, we've got your single and music video coming out here June 5th, I think it is.
June 5, yep.
Yep. So, but other than that, you've got any tour dates that are going to be opening back up? You've got any other singles come in?
Well, so we've got, so on the 15th of May, right, we released the first single and video for the upcoming Owls album, and that was a song called Nadine Codeine. So that's up on our YouTube and various other places. We've got the Owls title single and video coming up on June 5th. And the video was directed and created by Ryan J. Gill from The Other Ass, a webcomic that is of some renown. It's funny, it's dumb, and it really was a perfect fit for this dumb song that we've got. And then the whole album will be released on June 15th on Sister Ray Gun Records out of Philadelphia. They're a relatively new label, putting out garage and punk rock records. We will be the fourth release on the label, and he's got another slate of a couple of other Philadelphia bands coming out this summer. He's releasing records by a couple of Italian garage and punk bands. So kind of an interesting set of label mates. I think there's 8 bands on the label right now. One in-person date still on the books, but I have no idea whether that's going to happen or not. June 26th here in Dallas. And, if it looks like it's safe to go back in the water, we'll do it. And if not, then we'll just keep live streaming from home until things are, good to get out.
Thank you again. Y'all are a pleasure. So hopefully we'll talk soon, and hopefully we'll be able to see you soon at some point.
Here's hoping. I mean, we
Yes.
we owe your part of the world a visit. So
You definitely do. So, and thanks again. Y'all have a great day and stay safe.
all right, stay well. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.